Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another channel. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different than the videos up until this point. My first video ever was a workout here at Wilson's, and since then I haven't really done anything like that. I'll be totally honest with you guys, carrying the camera around the gym is kind of a pain, and you have to decide if you're going to be that guy who's talking to the camera in the gym. And even if you don't do that, you've got to set it up for every movement. It's just a pain in the butt. But as a wannabe YouTuber who's trying to make it in the YouTube scene, I'm going to suck it up and I'm bringing the camera in for this workout. What's funny though is I'm actually going to train my arms tonight, which I never do. Literally on the last episode of the Ivory podcast, when Josh and I were talking, we were talking about how we don't really do arm days. And generally I don't really believe in arm days unless they're purely for fun. And that's actually exactly what this is. It fits awkwardly into my split this week. Not to get into too much detail, but I've been doing this Smolov squatting program, which is squatting on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Absolutely zaps the life out of me. It worked out today for me to hit arms because they were the only thing that made sense. Legs are torched from squatting. Chest and back are pretty much torched from the benching and from the pull-ups. So what's left? Arms, probably some delts. So anyway, we're gonna jump into this arm workout. You can expect a voiceover from this video, and hopefully it's helpful. I'm gonna be explaining why I do it the way I do it. I'm not saying you have to do it this way, but hopefully you can just learn from what I do and try it for yourself. And I hope it's a beneficial video. So I will check in with you guys in the gym in 3, 2, 1. All right, what's up, guys? Officially, welcome to the voiceover. So the first thing you're going to see me doing here is straight bar pushdowns. Like it says here on the screen, obviously the target muscle is the triceps, and I like to hit these in a couple different rep ranges, but that real sweet spot for me is 10 to 15 or so, maybe as low as 8, probably no more than 20, so truly more like 8 to 20, and I just want to talk through a few cues. So for me personally, I keep my shoulders retracted when I do these because I feel like it locks my arms into a fixed position and allows me to drive all of the tension into the triceps. I think actually in this video, I could have my elbows tucked in a little bit more, to be totally honest with you, but what I'm basically doing is I'm feeling out that mind-muscle connection and doing my best to transfer all the tension into the triceps. I also like this move because it warms me up really well for the rest of the workout. Second movement of the day is just some easy bar low curls. I call them low curls because I don't actually, visually it doesn't look like I come all the way up with the curl, but I actually do. But when you have your elbows pinned back the way I do, and you have your wrists rotated down the way I do, this is actually about as far as you can come. And I like these specifically because it's just what feels good for me, and I don't think there's anything magic about this technique. It's just where I feel the bicep tension the most, and I'm willing to put a good bet on the fact that for arms, the movements that get you the best pump are probably going to get you the best hypertrophic outcomes. Another thing worth noting here is that I try really hard to keep my elbows tucked in because for me personally, when they flare out, you'll actually see in this next clip that I could do a better job of keeping them tucked, but it really is a mental challenge to keep them pushed in as far as possible. And this is what I mean by that. You'll actually see that my left elbow tends to flare out more than my right side does. I always notice that when I'm looking in the mirror, so it's something that I have to keep track of whenever I lift. But everybody's going to have slight asymmetries in the way their body mechanics work. But anyway, this is a really home run bicep movement for me. It's a great pump. It's really challenging. I like to hit these pretty much for the same rep range as the straight bar pushdowns, generally 8 to 20, but today I did 10 to 15. All right, movement 3. So instead of going back to another tricep exercise, my triceps are actually a little bit torched from benching the day before, but I did want to get a good solid arm workout in. That being said, I did bias more of the workout toward biceps. Not only that, but biceps do tend to recover more quickly than triceps anyway, so in my opinion, it makes sense to do tricep, bicep, bicep. And in this sense, I just hit another move from a slightly different angle, different grip position. I obviously have the hammer grip going on here. And I like to do these a little bit heavier because there aren't too many bicep exercises for me that feel good in that lower rep range, but this is one of them. So I hit this for the 6 to 10 rep range for 3 sets, and as you can tell, I actually focused on keeping my elbows back a little bit more, almost leaning over a bit. because that's what tends to hit my brachialis really intensely for this exercise. And it also just absolutely smokes my forearms. And this shot actually kind of accentuates that. It was a good lighting shot, so you can actually see the forearms working pretty good here. This is also another good chance to mention the way I like to do my rep schemes, which is that I like to get them descending. So instead of doing like an ambiguous like 3x10 or 4x10, I like to just train within a few reps of failure and then log those reps, whatever they may be. So as you've seen on the video, you'll see like a set of 15, a set of 12, a set of 9. It's not because I'm trying to hit those numbers, it's because those were the reps that reflected how close I was to failure. Movement 4 is the overhead long rope flares. Again, target muscle is triceps. Back to this. I only did 2 sets of this because, again, my triceps were pretty smoked from the day before, so I only wound up doing 5 total sets for triceps in this workout. But basically what I do is I bring my hands basically all the way back to my shoulders and almost flex my bicep as a cue that the next rep can begin. And also I'm pushing externally. So like if I were to keep my elbows in more and just move straight in front of me, I could do a lot more weight and a lot more reps, but that's not the goal for this. I like that external push because it absolutely lights my triceps up. Personally, give it a shot if you want to. It might not feel as good for you as it does for me, but it's worth a shot. Movement 5 is the Superman curls, which are an all-time favorite for biceps. I think it's because I just get a really good connection out of this plane of motion. Like most curling obviously happens, from, a downward position up this way, but there's just something that feels really good about coming from the side and getting that squeeze, sort of like you would in like a traditional like narcissistic flex in the mirror. But I like to hit this move for 10 to 20 reps for 3 sets, just because it gets a really good pump. There's a lot of blood in the muscle, and from what I understand about the literature, there's a good reason to suggest that cell swelling or the pump can be hypertrophic. So hitting these at the end of a workout makes a lot of sense to me. It feels really good. Psychologically, they're fun, and it's just a party. So give these a shot if you haven't. I highly recommend them. All right, movement 6, sort of ditching the arm specific part, moving over to something that's more side delt focused. So dumbbell lateral raises, super classic. There just aren't that many exercises to work your side delt. So I lean into the dumbbell lateral raise. I get a great connection. I know that the way I do them looks a little bit silly. I don't actually have great shoulder range of motion. I think that's part of it, but I will say that I get an absolutely gnarly pump from side delts. My side delts just know what to do, which is really cool. I typically will hit these like 3 times per week in different rep ranges for like a hypertrophy cycle, but like you saw in the other part of the video, I'm doing like a strength-based cycle right now, so I just decided to kind of ham out my favorite rep range, which is 10 to 20 for 3 sets. And the last movement of the day, movement 7, reverse samurai flies. These are for the rear delts, and there's a specific machine at Wilson's that I like to do these on. I press my knees into this pad so that I can stabilize as much as possible. It's just really hard to isolate your rear delts because they're so tiny, and it's so easy for other muscles to take over. I'm still not sure that I've mastered it, but it does give a really, really nasty pump in the back, and it's just a nice way to kind of end the workout, to be honest with you. All right, guys, the workout is officially in the books. I hope you enjoyed the voiceover. I just want to be as helpful as I possibly can to everyone who's tuning in for the channel. I know I'm still a baby YouTuber, but I really do appreciate everybody who's chiming in for the videos. Every comment is like gold to me. When I get those notifications, it's like one of the happiest things in the world. So sincerely, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know what you would like to see. I just sincerely want to be a resource for people who are trying to reshape their bodies to get to a healthier place or to achieve an aesthetic goal, whatever it may be. I just want to be a resource for that. So anyway, let me know what you want to see. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, and I will see you guys next time.